Yes.
Yep. Thank you. Okay. Just to recap for the previous session, so we were discussed about who are eligible for this course and who can join, who can drop out, or what are the types of candidates can learn, like either a freshers and either the educational gaps, like they passed out and still they were not yet started their career with the gaps of 3-4 years. Still they can able to learn and get into this market, and working professionals who and all can learn and shift their careers. So each scenario wise, they will be having their own challenges. Those things will be explained in separate way. Once the course is completed, we will guide them how to prepare resume and all other things. So coming to the other things, we were discussed about SAP Labs and the projects related. What is channel partner? So what is SAP Labs does and what is channel partners does, and how the projects were allocated, like what is the charges for like SAP Labs and how these companies will get a project. So all these things we were discussed yesterday. So and why the most of the projects will be in other than SAP Labs. That is also we were discussed. So now after that, how the contracts can be win by the companies and how do they get information on the deals and all over the new client who are coming into market to implement an SAP. So like how we do search of Naukri, right? So Naukri is immediate for us. Like we upload our resume so that even employer also will post their openings in Naukri, so that it's a mediation platform we have to know the jobs from our end. Also, companies also will find the candidate from the Naukri. Like that, the platform is SAP Labs is the platform. So whoever want to implement their SAP application into their company, so they'll reach out to the SAP Labs. They will sell the things to the particular client, and if they are interested with SAP to get it implemented with that cost, they'll proceed with the SAP. If not, they will look for the they'll seek suggestion from the SAP Labs. Who else are there? Your channel partners to implement this. So they will get the data. So they will reach out to all these companies, or these companies also will get data from the SAP Lab. These companies also individually will reach out to the specific client, so that they'll start the discussions. And we already discussed about kind of how the professional, just now I'm explaining, right, how the projects will get, how they will win the project and all we discussed yesterday. So yesterday the budget and one more thing we discussed. So how in the market people will get an opportunity. So how does we get an opportunity and what basis? Like if you guys are learning this course, whether we are able to, whether we have an opportunity to join this no this kind of a professional jobs and all. Yes, we do have an option. As I like explained you, there will be a various reasons. It's immediate joiners will not be available from the real-time consultants. So they'll be having a 3 months, 2 months, right? So they will be wait for 2-3 months, and most of the time they always look for immediate joiners. So who are as a freshers, they'll get an immediate joining. They seek for freshers, and 5+ years candidate who has who want to join the immediate, you will be having an advantage. And also the other working professionals, you may think that we are also from 2-3 months notice period, right? For you, it will be a major advantage is that you will be having for a lesser packages, and easily you can they can accommodate you up to 15-20. Like the real-time candidate is expecting suppose 30 lakhs, so you guys can easily accept for 20-25, right? So that it will be a more chances of getting jobs for you as well, so that you will be little compromise for the packages to first time to get an opportunity. So that's how we will get in a jobs. And here this is what I explained. Yeah, these are the things we discussed on yesterday. So let's move on to that. So how does the companies will convince to the client to get a project? So that part also you should understand. Let us understand. So now we discussed, right? So now uh, let's understand, out of 10 companies, if they are reaching out to the Reliance client, we were taken an example of Reliance client, right? So let's continue with the Reliance name only. So Reliance company decided to get into SAP application, right? So these were the reach out to SAP and channel partner, and now this channel partner, now this channel partner, channel partner means whoever missed yesterday class, I'll upload the recordings. Please go through that so that you can able to understand. Okay. So now the SAP is not implementing. SAP is not implementing Reliance project, right? Now what is the next option? The next option is channel partner, right? The next option is channel partner. In this channel partners, we have lot of company codes, lot of companies we have. Suppose TCS, IBM, all these things we have in this channel partner. Now these people will approach in different ways to the Reliance customer, Reliance client. So how they will do that, who will do that, who will take care of these things, and all I'll explain today. So if suppose from SAP or from Reliance, either SAP will share the data or Reliance will approach, share the data, or Reliance will approach, or our company. Let us take, we act like here, Infosys, suppose. So Infosys itself reach to the Reliance. Anything can happen. Like, the SAP will share the data to us. Once the data, SAP, what it does, the channel partner information will share to the Reliance company as well. And Reliance company is looking for implementation information. It will share to the Infosys as well. So once the Reliance will get a channel partner details from SAP, and Infosys will get client information from SAP. So vice versa, they'll share the data. So now either Reliance can reach out to all the companies. I'm looking for implementation. What is your proposal, quotation? Let us know. And vice versa, all these companies can reach out to the client individually, their respective teams, to get it convince them. So in this way it happens. Now let us take, we are Infosys. If we are Infosys, like we are acting, okay, so here they will not give that much easily the projects. So we will have our own teams, marketing team and managers, marketing teams and managers. So here, what this marketing team and managers does, as soon as they receive the information, they'll reach out to the Infosys and they'll set up a calls and they'll discuss on the things. So these managers will talk all the high level things and they'll discuss about the projects, that's XYZ rates and all these things and all. Now we need to believe Infosys that we are good at the market to implement the SAP application. We as Infosys, we need to believe, make them believe, the Reliance has to believe us, Infosys is doing a right implementation. They're already giving a dedicated timelines, only they're delivering the projects and all. Like this, these people will do all the explanations. So we have implemented 100 implementations, 100 implementations successfully. We have implemented, and we have a top talented candidates in SAP. We have resources, we have handful of resources. We can start project immediately, and we have infrastructure, like, across all the locations. So they will tell that we have this much strength, we are doing this, these many years of services we have, all these things they will tell. So all these things they can convince, but after all this, the real challenge is about SAP work. SAP work is, so what they will ask, then once they agreed, like, they will say, okay, you get me the proposal and you let me know this is what my business structure, so how you will able to implement my uh, how you able to implement my company in SAP. So like this, the talks can happen between all the companies. The Reliance will discuss the same thing with all the companies, and Reliance will inform us. You bring up your uh, projection thing, like how you are going to implement. So Reliance will share their high level business details and all. This is what my companies, this is what my sales, this is our products we have. All this generic high level overview will share to the companies. Then companies has to work out the, you know, pre-sales thing. So they need to work, like how we can say that, you know, you if in schools or colleges, if they give some kind of project, right? So you get these things, like, you know, any one project they will give. If suppose like mechanical engineering, you prepare one toy car like that, or something like that. Or if any social service and media means, they'll ask them to make someone report like that. In SAP also, they'll ask us to portray that how good you are going to implement my project in SAP. So then here comes the real challenges. We will be having a pre-sales team. Pre-sales team we have in every company. Will be having a pre-sales team. See, sorry, can you go for mute if someone is not talking for this? Yes, Rajesh, go for mute. Okay. Yeah, pre-sales team, nothing but our consultants. So you might have heard about only working on the project. So we do have a different job roles that I'll explain in the next session also. But now let us understand, FICO consultant only will be in a pre-sales team. FICO candidate, SD candidate, candidate. Like us, like, you know, in the pre-sales team, the most experienced architect level people will be there. In the pre-sales team, architect level consultant will be there. So here, what our FICO architect consultant will do, for Reliance perspective, what and all can be implement, the high level design they will give, and any one scenario. So their business related, suppose they have a Reliance Trend, Reliance Fresh, Reliance Digital, like that, they do have multiple things, right? They will take any one scenario. So you tell me what is the business scenario you want us to explain you how it will be fit into the SAB. So they will take one scenario or two scenarios, or like they will take in a high level thing, how they'll take and they'll design. See, if you have these many companies, under your company, these many company codes in this, these many processes, like that, one demo we need to provide. Demo session, like, you know, in the, see, in companies we do have a practice system as well, like how we are going to learn now in a server, right? Like that, companies will have their own practice server. In that practice server, for Reliance company, they'll set up certain things and they'll prepare some kind of a real time demo session. So that pre-sales team has to work out on their things, and pre-sales team will be designed for some of the part of Reliance, and they'll connect with the Reliance client and they will explain. So this is how we will create your things. This is how, see, this is the process you have. This is how we will implement, and will give it in your hand, like that. So who are going to present in a proper way, they Reliance has to believe that. There are multiple various reasons to get. One is timelines. One is cost. Another one is uh, talent, right? Timelines, cost, talent, and company profile. So, and deliverable rate. If suppose, like, you know, if you're going to take a term insurance, like who's the highest claim settlement, like that, different ways you will select, right? Like that, first they look for a timeline. If suppose Infosys or TCS or Deloitte, okay. So timelines. So same Reliance project, Infosys may ask, I needed 2 years time to implement. TCS may ask 1.5 years. Deloitte may ask within a year only we will implement. So they look
Hi,
for a
hi.
timeline as well.
Yeah, I have a question here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, Reliance started some hospital services. Okay.
Okay.
For Reliance, it is a new business,
Okay.
and they don't have any setup already set up file
Okay.
or existing one. So
Okay.
everything has to be started from scratch level.
Okay.
On what basis the demo will be prepared? How the forecasting will be done?
that is what Pradeep. You need to wait for next classes. So that is what. See, I'm telling. If you take in a Reliance Hospitality means they need to explain Reliance Hospitality. They will take care any one scenario and they will explain it. Okay, this forecasting and all, it will not come in these training sessions.
No,
So
no, what I'm asking for for demo, right? We should have when we go for demo, there's
okay.
some example we need to give them for Reliance that this is the existing project that we have done. This is the modules. I mean, this is the profiles or system applications. These are the options you will get in that. Like that, they have. We need to go with the example, right?
Yes,
So
see,
once,
hospitality. So when it's there for hospitality, it will come if any project they implemented already, they'll take it as an example. If suppose Infosys already implemented some hospitality related clients, they will be having a data, all the content and everything. They'll take that
yeah,
same data, and they'll go through that same documentation. See, this is
yeah,
what these many five
correct,
projects.
correct.
Yeah,
The question
five.
here is if we do not have any data,
We
freshly
need
we
to
need to
create.
start,
That is
create,
why we
right?
have, yeah. That
So
is why
this
we
will
have
be
a
done from
architect.
channel partners only.
Yeah, channel partner only. Channel partner
Okay,
means you are the one who trying to get this project right.
correct.
So we are Infosys trying to get the project from Reliance. So we are trying to convince them that we are very good at implementing, we are very good at a talent, we are very good at deliverables, we are very good at even infrastructure wise. We have 20 years of experience in this industry. Our company is this much old. This is our brand. So this is like that's what I'm explaining one by one. So here, as for your question to address, that is why we have a pre-sales team. So before coming the project, they will not hire any candidates, right? Or you or me. You are
Yeah.
I'm FSO. If you are SD or someone, and this Rajesh somebody is else from OTC, so they will not hire for this project before getting the project into the Infosys. So that is the reason there will be always the senior sales team, architect level team who will not work for projects. This pre-sales architect, FICO architect consultant will not work for any of the project. They will not work for any of the project. They will work for only to get the deals. This pre-sales team works on only to prepare the this demo sessions, to talk with the client, to convince them. This pre-sales will always work with the this marketing managers and other downstream managers. These people always work with high level people, and they participate in the meetings, and they travel to the countries, and they always explain all the FICO things. That is why the architect level is the highest level in an or career path as well, junior, senior, project lead, like whatever it may be. So
Yeah.
even see, even if you are a 5+ candidate also, you if you have an idea on any of the process, you can also involve in this pre-sales team. It's not like only architects. Anyone can involve if you have a talent, if you know how to explain that. Because hospitality, if any pre-sales FICO architect people doesn't aware of hospitality, you are having a 10+ years experience, but you worked on two projects for hospitality, you know that very well, then you can happily involve in this pre-sales teams. You can tell that, you can convince the client, and you can be part of that. It's not an issue. That is why they look for a pre-sales team. Even openings also comes for a pre-sales from architect level. So pre-sales team will not work directly for any project. They will work for to win the deals, to get the deals, to give the demos in front of the clients. These people coming to hospital, right? So hospitality implementations, whatever it, see, that is what, like, they will take it every one or two processes, then they will explain it. So based on that, so here we are deviating again. Yeah, based on they will explain whatever the scenario they wanted. They will give the scenario. Okay, Reliance team, like as you asked me, right? So I'm implementing in hospitality, so I need to do the forecasting. Then what this pre-sales team will do, since Reliance will ask that forecasting and all, like how to implement and all, they will work it on the forecasting related scenario, and they will prepare the scenario, and they will explain the scenario how to implement in SAP. They will implement the demo session. They will give. If they're happy with this presentation and all, they'll give the project to this guy. Your question is valid, and this is the whatever you asked, right? The same scenario will be taken care by pre-sales team, and they'll present at the demo session on the forecasting, like that. Okay. So again. coming back to the our content. So here the various things, it will be project is decided to give for a one company. So in the Reliance will have in their mind, they will consider timeline also. It should not be exceed more than 2 years. If they are keeping in their mind, it should not be exceed more than 1.5 years. If suppose like this, they look in this, who is reaching our as our expectation dedicated time. Suppose TCS is decided to deliver 1.5 and Deloitte is 1 year. So then Infosys will be out of that. They are not meeting. Their Infosys is asking for 2 years to implement. Then these people cannot wait till 2 years. They wanted to implement before 1.5 year. Then Infosys will not be in the race, right? Then Infosys has to decide whether whatever the burden it's required, we will take care and we will be in the race. Then they will also need to agree for 1.5. Either Infosys, no, I can't implement for within 1.5 means, that's then Infosys will be out of the race. The Infosys will be has to agree 1.5. And the cost itself, like Reliance is decided budget is 150 crores suppose to implement this project. So max they can stretch 160 crores, right? This budget also match. So Infosys may ask exactly 150, TCS may ask 130 crores, and Deloitte may ask 200 crores. Okay. So now who is matching their budget? And they look across all the things. Not only it will not decide in one factor to win the deal. There will be a multiple factors. So budget also matter, and talent. Talent means they look for a company wise how good they are having, like how many implementations they have done, like any issues are there, any escalations are there on this company. Like there will be research from their end. If they are investing in so many crores and they are coming into the market to implement SAP application, means they will do their own research and all. Which company has delivered more? Is there any escalations happen? Any company has filed a complaint because if they are not deliverable on time? If the agreed timelines, if you are not deliverable, we need to repay the penalty to the client. If suppose we agreed 1.5 year for 150 crores, means if you are not delivered the project as per agreement, if it is reaching for 2 years, means as a penalty 10%, 20% on the agreed deal, we need to pay back for them. Then it will cut in our margin. There are a lot of things will be there. Okay. And talent acquisition, right? So how good the resources are there? How good resources from these companies? That is what the pre-sales team will provide the expertise, explanation and demos. The talent and all, how Reliance will come to know based on the scenarios, will give it to the each company, right? The forecasting may given to the all the company, like our one scenario will give it to the one company. Which team, which company is explaining in better way, which team is giving good suggestions, so they'll decide there to which company we have to give. Company profile again, either is it is a startup or it is only 1 year old or 5 year old, it's 20 year old, is there big four, is there normal, is there channel partner, whatever it may be, they'll look for a company profile also. Based on all these factors, based on all these factors, it will be decided by the Reliance will decided to give the project based on all these factors. Sometimes if suppose, see, Infosys agreed for 2 years, their cost also in the same, talent is good, profile is good. These people are asking for, they'll implement in 1.5 year also, 1/3 also, resource is not good, profile is not good, not good. So Deloitte. So Deloitte can implement in 1 year itself, and their cost is, and assume that Deloitte also can implement in 1.5 years, and cost is they are asking 200 crores. Talent is good, profile also good. Now here the budget is not matching, right? Here the number of years is not matching. Here overall is not matching. So they need to take a call overall. They'll understand overall to whom to give. Either they'll go with the Deloitte, they'll go with the Infosys. Either client also has to compromise. Either they need to compromise here to give. They need to choose. They finally they'll choose Deloitte or Infosys. Here two things there. Here timeline issue. Here cost issue. Then Reliance need to take a call whether we need to give for Deloitte with a more cost, or if you want to save the cost, then they need to compromise with timeline. The vice versa, even companies channel partners also need to compromise certain things, and Reliance also has to compromise certain things. Whatever there, after all these discussions, whichever The final decision will be from Reliance end only, because these are the client, right? He is giving money. He has to decide and final call. Then based on that, he can go with Deloitte. Okay, let us spend 200 crores, but Deloitte is a good company, or 1.5 year is giving, everything is okay. Not another 50 crores is more budget burden for me. Let us wait for 6 months. It won't happen anything. Anyhow, they have a existing application, right? In existing applications, their work is going on. So there is no harm in waiting for another 6 months. 6 months wait is okay for them. Then they will go with the Infosys. This is how the final companies will be decided on all these factors. The SAP, Reliance, and channel partner. Reliance, SAP, channel partner. This is how Reliance will decide it to get into SAP application. They'll reach out to SAP, and SAP is agreed to implement. Then it will end with here only. They will not move further. If SAP didn't agreed, their budget and all Reliances didn't agree, then Reliance and channel partner. Channel partner will be into the picture. Channel partners, finally, Reliance, and which company they're giving deal, either TCS or Infosys. If they are going to give Infosys, then finally Infosys. Like this, there will be multiple factors. The final, then once they decided, then officially news will come out. Infosys won the Reliance project to implement the SAP so and so, like 150 billions or whatever maybe the values. Then this news will come, and this will impact share market and other thing, good news. And Reliance coming to SAP means Reliance share also will increase. This also, this level of, like, finance factors. So this is how we'll get the project to the companies. Now, hope you understand. I think all these basics you understand, how from it begins, how it ends with the getting a project. This is a basic which is not related to the SAP FICO practical course, but this is a theoretically, this should be aware of the consultant. Is everybody clear on this part, whatever we discussed so far?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, now the big challenge is, now even before getting to our thing, so now HR part, right? HR part and team building. Team building. So here, for team building, so we own the Reliance project. Infosys won the Reliance project. Now the challenge is, what are the resources we need to hire? What are the resources we need to hire, right? So here is the challenge. Now we need to understand, first thing, for Reliance project, this architect people will be there, right? Pre-sales team. These people will know that what kind of work is there to implement for Reliance project, what are the scenarios are there, what are the resources we need, and all these things will be decided, and based on that the hiring will start. For Reliance project, they will decide, like, FICO needed 6 resources, and SD 2 resources, MM 2 resources. Like, if suppose Reliance is a manufacturing company, if Reliance is a manufacturing company, production plant will be there, PP consultant needed. If Reliance is a manufacturing company, warehouse management will be there. Then EWM consultant will required, warehouse management consultant will required. So here also in this FICO, if it is a manufacturing means, we need 2 pure controlling consultants as well. Pure controlling, because in controlling, material ledger and COPA is the most of the typical subject, which will work only controlling consultant. FI will not involve at all. FI where involved? FI will involve in cost centering, internal order, WBS, or profit center accounting. The basic controlling can be handled by the finance person, but to handle separately ML and Coupa, pure controlling consultant we required. Okay, so everything we can see. FICO means both FI and CO. In FICO in resume, fee will have only FI they know, and fee will know CO, fee will know both FICO both. So, but we will not call it as a separately FI consultant or CO consultant in the market. We call it as a FICO consultant only. But when you are inside the project, there it will be bifurcate who is a controlling consultant or who is a FI consultant. Okay, like that. So based on the project, based on their company profile, based on their business scenarios, the positions will be identified to whom we need to hire, how many people we need to hire, based on the workload and based on the company size, based on the tenure we agreed. So because we agreed tenure also like in a limited period, right? So we thought to complete in 2 years, but they are forcing us between 1.5 year. Then you need to hire more people. So that's how the people hire more once the project is completed. If any projects is there, they'll keep it. Otherwise, they'll ask us to resign and move away. So like that, the resignations also will happen. So if you're a good resource, they'll not ask you. If you're not good resource, they may take a chance of the project is completed. We don't have any projects. Can you please look forward like that? So like that, we will be identify all the things like security, ABAP people needed, basis people needed, or all these things will be identified, the resources. Then based on that, the HR will there will be ramp up time will be given by the Reliance. Reliance will give ramp up time like 2 months. Within the 2 months, we have to start the project because we already agreement has happened. Within the 2 months, they need to hire these people. So that is the reason. Always people will ask you. Always people ask you, are you immediate joiner? 1 month notice period only. When they post the requirement, 1 month notice period only, or immediate joiners only. So like that, they will ask. So, but in meantime, they'll proactive basis also they'll hire for senior candidates, and time being they'll hire these candidates, and with in between that they'll get the real time candidates like senior candidates and all. So there are so many things will be there. So that is the thing. Now you understood why they look for a 1 month, why they look for a immediate joining. There are a lot of scenarios is there. Even in service projects also, if somebody left immediately, the running project will be effective, right? Like in a defects and all will come. So we need a immediate joiners like that. So now this is how we will be team building happen. So now let us understand which team what they will do. So let's understand what is FICO will do, what is SD will do, what is PPM will do, what is EWM do. So I have given explanation on the demo class, but I'll just take 10 minutes of time to explain that. So here the Reliance project, for Reliance project to implement, so as I told you, any project, either manufacturing project or either service based or real estate, or some Pradeep somebody raised hospital like Manipal or Aster or any other Apollo, anything. So like hospitalities. So whatever it may be, based on nature of the company, the positions will be decided. Because if there is no sales related, there is no need of hiring the SD person. If hospital things are not related to manufacturing, right? They don't need a warehouse. They don't need a PP production plant. They don't need a warehouse management. So then hospitality related, we will not be having a PP and EWM. So if suppose we are not selling any goods or something like that, then some it's not much of a controlling is there. So manufacturing, if it is not manufacturing means we don't need a pure controlling consultant. We don't need pure controlling consultant. FI with the CO knowledge is enough. FI with CO basics is enough. FI with CO basics is enough. Now here this position will not be available. So no requirement. So like that positions will be decided based on the nature of company which is trying to implement the SAP. So here whatever the company, either manufacturing, either service, either real estate, either hospitality, whatever you take, any hotel, restaurant, whatever the scenario you take, there will be a always openings for FICO, SD, MM, ABAP, basis, and security, and CRM, customer. It's a payroll related uh, success factor or CRM, customer relationship management CRM, and success factor for a payroll related. So let's leave this. These are the any project if you go. This is must and should modules. Why? I'll explain. So these are the six modules. Is the basic modules that has to be available in every project. Here, FICO. Why we need an FICO? Without FICO, there is no SAP implementation. SAP FICO is the head of all the modules because SD will work with FICO and MM will work with us, ABAP will work with us, Basis will work with us, security also will work with us. So everywhere the FICO is involved. So now why FICO means without finance, is there any company is there today? Without finance, without posting in a single accounting entry, the base
No.
information for the accounting entry required, right?
Yeah.
Can we able to see if there is no accounting entry, there is no required to implement on SAP. So why we are getting into SAP because it is easier to track all the finance related data. That is the reason they are coming into SAP FICO. So if there is no entries happening, what you will do with purchasing some goods? You will purchase some goods. So what you will do after purchasing? You need to record, right? Or else you do sales. If suppose like Reliance is manufacturing some digital things, they'll sell the things, or Geo, or digital marketing, or this one Reliance Fresh. They're selling some things, right? The sales is happening. For sales, we need to post an accounting entry. If without accounting entry, what they will do by doing the sales? Even if they're distributing free of cost, also that discount entry also we need to post. So without FI, there will be no any company involved in SAP, or it won't even started. You will come to know when we creating a baseline configuration. You will understand uh, base when we start the project. The first configuration will be taken place by FICO only. First, we need to create a company, then company code. Without this company code, what SD team will do, what MM team will do. They can't do anything without company code. The company code we will create, we are the one who is going to create. So FI is any project. That is the reason for FI always there will be open. And also work also compared to all these modules, we will be having lot of workload. Lot of workload and lot of openings, and pay wise also we are good. Pay wise also we are good in the market. So now SD. SD means SD team sales and distribution. And in end users we call it as a O2C, order to customer, like that. So SD will take care of all the companies related sales kind of a thing. And MM module. MM module will take care of all the purchases. If suppose for Reliance company is there, means if suppose let us take any one company, whatever you take, is Geo Office or Trend or digital marketing. So they need systems, they need printers, they need laptops, they need certain kind of infrastructure. We do purchases, right? And we buy electricity, we need to pay for rent, so we need to pay salaries. So lot of things will be there, right? So here will comes with the purchase things, purchase related, whatever it may be, either goods or services. Goods or services related will be taken care by the module, which is called as procure to pay, P2P. We call it as Another thing is a P2P, procure to pay. So here other names we have, and as an end user aspect, R2R, O2C, P2P. R2R is record to report is our FICO. That's the end user name, we call it as R2R team, record to report. SD means O2C, order to customer. P2 means procure to pay. We will procure and we will pay. MM will procure, FI will pay. SD will sales, or SD will order to customer. They'll submit all the, they'll provide all the services. We'll collect the payments. Then coming to ABAP. So ABAP means we have 10 to 15% of coding is involved with the ABAP. So without ABAP also there will be no any project, because you will buy a Royal Enfield suppose. So they will give a very plain standard thing. So like that, SAP also will give a plain application with a standard configuration. SAP will give us with standard config or facility or facilities, right? But similarly, you will buy a Royal Enfield. Okay, Royal Enfield you will buy. So here, once you buy a Royal Enfield, if you are satisfied with whatever they provided with the Royal Enfield, you will take that bike and you will ride and you will experience. And if you are a traveler, you need to customize something else apart from the standard Royal Enfield, right? You need to keep a bag and carry something else, and if you're a trucking item, everything to keep that additional things, or else whatever the light they given. If you're like a fancy person, you will put some stickers, you will put some lights and all. So that's and all Royal Enfield will not provide. Royal Enfield will provide as per their standards. Similarly, SAP will give us SAP application with their standard facilities. If suppose similarly Reliance has some different process which is not given by the SAP, one of the Reliance process not able to fulfill inside the SAP as per the standard SAP, then we will take an ABAP help, we will remodify that program. Suppose example, I'll give you some example. So suppose we will post, suppose this is kind of one of the vendor invoice screen. So this is the standard SAP is given. Standard SAP is given the screen. But now Reliance will ask us, I want to add, this is company code, this is a document currency suppose. So some other information they want to update here. I need one more column here or one more field to enter some specific information which is not given by SAP. If we need to add one more custom field here, then for this we will be having, for every screen we'll be having a program, suppose like this. We'll take this program, we'll customize this program, we'll create a different kind of a way. The ABAPer will help us to complete that additional things whatever we needed apart from the standard SAP. In simple one line to explain you, as per standard SAP, if you need any additional kind of a process in SAP to fulfill Reliance process, the ABAP will help us to modify the program, modify the process, modify the things. We will work with these people. If suppose standard reports, if they need some sales report, suppose standard sales report, apart from standard report, we need to add one more column. So suppose, let me show you another example. So here, if suppose we'll go for this vendor, this is a vendor line item report, for example. So this is the standard things will come. So in this standard things, we have a lot of things to add in the layout also to display the report. So these are all SAP standard is given. If you want to see the contract number, contract type, you can add into the layout, that column will display. Apart from SAP given option, you wanted to add it some more information into this line item report, then we will take help of the ABAP team. Like that, ABAP is needed for us. It's mandatory for us because we do lot of customization in every project. Minimum 30%. Worst case, it will be that more than 30% only will have a customization. Lot of scenarios will not fit into SAP. Sometimes we will just remodify that. So that is the reason we need a ABAP team must and should. Now you aware why we need an SD, why do we need MM? So these and all will come to know, because in our part of course we'll be having a concept FIMM and FISD. These configurations and all will be there. You will come to know that, and we will be learning all these three modules together. These three modules, we will post some entries and all. We are learning in part of course only these three. FI completely, and even we need to configure SD module also to fulfill our sales entry, to fulfill our purchase entry. Okay. So ABAP, now you understood why we needed an ABAP in our project. Everybody, what is ABAP team and why do we need?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And basis. The basis team is, so any SAP, once we implemented SAP application, right? So they do deal with different third party application, right? If suppose banks, customer banks we will have, whatever the payments we post in SAP, the file has to go for a bank. Then the file will process the payments. Similarly, then files need to get into the SAP. So this like banks will be there. If suppose for master data team, they might be using separate. For payroll, they will be using. So before coming into the SAP, they will be having lot of third party applications. Lot of third party applications, right? Lot of third party applications will be there to connect in between SAP to other third party applications. The basis connectivity is needed. Also, first time to implement this, I mean this version, this SAP installation, to install the SAP. So we purchased SAP from SAP Labs. So we need to set up. This basis will take care pure technical things, to install the system, to install the servers, to upgrade the version. Suppose we are in version 1, the SAP released version 2, we need to upgrade the system. So basis will take care of this system upgradation. Basis will take care of installation. Basis will take care of a channel connection between SAP to other connectivities. So like the technical aspect, whatever it is there, these are all process related. Do not get confused. These are all process related, business process related. But to set up an SAP, to set up the, if suppose you are opening any office, means you need some electrician, you need some plumber, you need some painter, like this. To set up your office, you need to take care certain things, right? Like that, to set up an SAP, the basis will take care of all the things, to implement, to support, to ongoing also. Always we need a basis team also. If you don't have a basis team, we cannot upgrade to the version. If you don't have a basis team, some connectivities will stop. They will take care of these connectivities, data storage, whatever XYZ things. You need not to know that, but just high level you know. So that is the basis. If you even Google it, what is the basis team will does, it will give a lot of content. Okay. So now basis team is take care of the system related technical activities. Now security. Security means the security will take care of the access related. If suppose everybody have like net banking, right? So you might have user ID and password. So who will take care of that things? Your user ID and password, security team. And if suppose to whom to give access, to whom to not give access, who will take it? Anywhere you will be having if you go for a banking uh, deposit teller machine, only the access will be there to get the money and deposit to withdraw. Only those access will be given the teller banker employee. And loan section, the certain access, certain activities access will be there for only loan department people. And if you go further, another manager means manager will have all the across all the activities access. Like that, security will control what to whom to give and which control. Here, security will decide to which user what activity is performing, to what access I need to allocate him. The security will take care of the access related. Suppose I'm into this invoice posting. Suppose I'm into this invoice posting screen. This is SAP screen which you are going to learn. It looks like this only. So if I'm entering this code, right? One of the code I'm entering, you will understand this. This we call it as a T code. We'll explain later. So for this T code, when I enter, I'm able to open the screen. If it doesn't give access for this code for my user ID, I cannot able to open the screen. It says that you do not have authorization. Like that, security, see, FICO will not have all the access of ABAP or whichever they have, This, some standalone access will be SD module, people will have SD related configuration access, will have related access, FICO will have FICO activities related access. Like this, individually, to which team, what access we need to provide, these people will take care. The security team will take care completely the login credentials, the activity related access, and the roles, responsibilities. If somebody is working in end user or if you or anybody is working in SAP or Oracle, whatever the things, or people will get only or roles. Or roles involves only financial T codes, and O2C people will have only O2C roles related T code access, and P2P they will have only P2P related roles, like that. They will bifurcate. They will create n number of roles. N number of roles they will create, and based on that, if any new employee join, right, either new employee or first time you're implementing or supporting process existing, whatever it may be, any new employee join means what kind of roles we need to assign for him, what is the activity is going to work, what certain extension we should give. Because if we give, like, everyone, if we give a payment access, suppose treasury team will take care of the payments, right? Treasury team only will have a payments access, like F110 and all. So we call it as F110. You'll come to know in future classes. F110 means the payment execution thing. Will run the payments. So then this access will be given only for treasury team. Like that, security will take care of completely related to security aspects. So this is how these 5 modules. That is the reason we hire all these modules mandatory. Every module is needed. There is no project called there is no project called without these modules. The rest of the modules, it depends either the pure CO or PP consultant or BW reporting or EWM or ETL or PO team or different teams we have. SAP have a lot many submodules. So all submodules will be hired if that activity production plant process is there in a Reliance means we will hire the PP consultant. If Reliance is maintaining any warehouses, so if suppose Reliance is like, they're into the cloth businesses. If the see they are not manufacturing, still if they want to maintain any warehouse, big warehouse kind of a things and all, they can involve EWM consultant also, like that. BW reports. It's this team will do only reporting work. If they need that special reporting consultant we needed, they will hire BW consultant as well. Like that, remaining all the consultants will be hired based on the requirement. Based on the requirement. But these consultants are mandatory. These are based on the requirement. I just giving only few examples. There are lot many. Okay. So here these are the things is mandatory. It has to be higher. Either at least one consultant also needed. Without these consultant, we cannot start the project. These are optional. Depends on the project and requirement. So now clear what basis the consultant will be higher, and why we do the differentiate between what is FICO, SD, MM and all. So this is how each individual consultant role will have activities. So now if you learn material management course, you will be become an consultant. If you learn FICO course, you will become an FICO consultant. SD if you learn, you will become an SD consultant. But in the market, to whoever you ask, to whomever you check, most of the people will tell either FICO, either SD, ABAP. So I don't even get a request to learn these modules also. Most of the people will ask this only. And many people will go for this too also because it's a little easier and comparing to FICO. FICO has very tough configurations and has according to we have a weightage also. We have openings also, we have pay also. These people certain level they can go and stop, but we do have a lot opportunities for FICO. So these three all the modules we have equivalent opportunities. The weightage is more, I can say. The weightage is more for FICO. So this is how complete projects will get started. Like this, they will hire and they will start. And tomorrow class onwards, we will understand why do we need to implement SAP and how we started, what phases will be there, what type of projects will be there, each project, what kind of work will be there. In tomorrow class, you can understand different types of projects, and what is the system landscape and all we can understand tomorrow. Okay. So now, see, before getting to this SAP screen, many things you need to understand. That is the information I'm trying to give as much as possible, because if you know all these things, you can feel like a real-time consultant. After you are joining any of the company, if anyone discussing about any project related, resource related, openings related, if anyone they're talking means, you won't feel that these are the new words for me. You feel always, yeah, I know about these things. Then you confidently stay with them and you can discuss with them. Otherwise, you need to escape from that place, because if they ask you, you cannot able to discuss on that, right? Or you need to be keep silent. So that is the reason I'm from the scratch level information I'm giving, so that you feel like a real-time consultant, so that you will not feel once you join the project, there will be no embarrassing situation like that. If anything they're discussing about resource, any project bid and all these things, how it will start it. So that's the reason I'm explaining all these things. And tomorrow onwards, the actual FICO related content, theoretical, we will discuss. Then tomorrow, we will discuss what are the different types of projects we have, each project, what kind of activities will be there, and what is the system landscape will maintain. And after that, we'll discuss one by one. Uh, all the training will be part of implementation, support, rollout. Everything will be explained. Okay. So any doubts so far? Now I can take up your questions before ending the session. See, everything you feel new, even when you get into the configuration, slowly you will feel the heat and you will be you feel like something I'm not understanding. You need to go through one time recording, two time recording, three time recording. You have to go through until you understand. If you don't understand, ask me, I'll repeat the explanation. I don't hesitate to explain one or twice or thrice. But the thing will be, at end of the session, I'll see in the ongoing classes you can ask. If that explanation takes time more than 5-10 minutes, it kills our session time. That is why I'll keep that question for the till last of the class. I'll park that question. Once the class is over, I'll give 10 minutes time. You can ask that question, I can explain it. Okay. You are open to ask questions in between the session also, but if it is time taking one, I'll park it and I'll explain in the end of the session. In between, if you try to explain, we will deviate the content. The class will be get wasted. So it will take like what I committed 3-4 months, right? It will lead for 5-6 months also. Any questions? Now you are open for question. You can ask whatever the things you have a doubt on yesterday's class and today's class. I'm okay to explain now. So whoever feel that the class is already done for today, if you want to stay back, you can stay back. If you don't have any questions, you may feel free to drop. Yeah, anybody has any question? No questions? Okay, then we are good to close for today's session. Thanks for joining, everyone. See you on
Yeah,
tomorrow's
thank
class.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Stop
Thank
recording.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.